You had a question?
Yes. Could you use this once you've taught it to the whole class and you've practiced it, could you put it in a center?
Yeah, it would work real well as a center. You of course want to teach it as a class first, and then put them into their groups, and then teach them as a group, and then let them go into a center and practice it. It would be a really good way to practice it. So anyway, and I'd like to use that in centers myself. So
I have a
yes.
question. Would you then ask your students to do journals or?
You could use journals into the centers, maybe. The logs definitely. They would be logs. There is a log, and I'll show that to you. I've got some logs here, and also I have some cards. For the first and second graders, I don't know if the extended log cards would work, but the log definitely will. And there'll be some other things that I'll give to you that will be really a useful tool that we can use in classes for first and second. Third and fourth on up, the rest of these tools would be great. So I'll show that to you in just a minute. Okay, so going back to get the gist. Miss Johnson taught the gist this way. She would ask students to think about the passage they had just read and to write down the most important person, place, or thing in the sentence. She would then call on individual students to obtain their responses. She would ask students which answer was the best and why. And then she would ask students to work alone or in pairs to write the gist of the passage. She would then ask the students to read the gist aloud and to invite other students to comment on the effectiveness of the gist, thus refining the skills of all the students. So basically what she's telling them is she's saying, okay, so why would this, she's asking about the program now. She's going, why does this work so well for you? And then they will explain it, and you know the others will go, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I like that. That would be a good reason to use this. So, anyway. Okay. Strategy 4 is a wrap up. TEACS, summarize the main idea and supporting details in text in ways that maintain meaning. 3.13a, 4.11a, 5.11a, and this drops down to the first and second grade also. Okay. So, and wrap up. Students learn to wrap up by formulating questions and answers about what they have learned by reviewing key ideas. Okay? And we ask them to do that all the time. Just this is part of like a game for them now. The goals are to improve students' knowledge, understanding, and memory of what was read. And we all know the hand. Speak to the hand. Students generate questions that ask about important information in the passage they have just read. The best way to teach wrap-up is to tell students to use the following question starters to begin their questions. Who did what? What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? And how did it happen? The 5 W's and an H. Talk to the hand. And then they use that all in their summary. Okay? One thing I want to tell you about get the gist. The idea of get the gist is very short when they write about it. They're only using 5, 6, 7 words. They're just writing a brief note out there. But in the wrap-up, they're using a summary. They're using 12 to 15 words. They're not writing an entire summary of that passage. They're just jotting down some notes about it, basically, in a sentence. Okay? This is the log. This is the preview part. Okay? That is the preview part. Move that out. There it is. There it's not.